The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing good. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? TGIF. We are in the building. We're up. We're at it. We're doing our thing. We're grinding this morning. Yo, it's been a rough couple days. You know, it's been a rough couple days, but guess what, guys? It's all good, man. It's all good. There's no problems. There's no issues. Just been a little rough past couple days. You know, you're looking at your portfolio. You're looking at your portfolio. You're looking at your crypto, and some people are getting down about what's going on, and some people are looking at it like an opportunity. But yo, it's good, man. It's par for the course, man. And I always like to remind people, during the last bull run, we had 4 to 5 pullbacks that were over, between 20 and 30% pullbacks in the market during the last bull run. So little unexpected the past couple of days, but not absolutely mind blowing either. We got a lot of stuff going on in the macro economic sector. So, that's affecting the market a little bit. Had a big run up. Not too long ago. But so you're gonna get a pullback off of that as well. Stock market's pulling back a little bit. Got tariff stuff going on. Got all this stuff going on, spooking the markets. But yo, it's Friday, baby. It's Friday. Might talk a little crap today. I got something in my eye. Might talk a little crap today, get on here, do our thing, and look at the market. And what's up, Heat? What's up, Scottish? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Really can't see. Really can't see rate cuts. I don't really see rate cuts either, man. In September, maybe September, It's one of them things, man, where we'll see. We'll see what happens when it comes to these rate cuts, because it depends. There's a lot of external pressure out there for rates to be cut, and we'll see if that external pressure does reap its head and bring in rate cuts. A little, maybe, I don't even know if they're premature. We got to see what's up. We got to see what's going on when the data comes out, right? So it's, we've been data driven up to this point. So we'll stay data driven when it comes to rate cuts. Did we possibly miss an opportunity for a rate cut? We could have. We definitely could have. But that's hindsight being 2020. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But we're gonna find out. I mean, that's the only thing we can do. But yeah, there's a lot of external pressure for rate cuts. So we'll see. Selmo, what's up? Good morning, my brother. What's up? What's up? What's up? TGIF, baby. It's Friday, and we up in here. We'll look at the markets in a minute, but the markets are what they are. Actually, they're on a nice recovery this morning. So if you would have bought a little bit of the dip, you probably looking a little bit decent this morning. But we'll get into it. But yo, it's Friday, baby. We might talk a little smack today. Who knows, man? But I don't see rate cuts coming until at least September, maybe September. And we'll see if we even get them then, right? Depending on the data. So we'll see. See what's up. What's up? It's Friday, baby. Let's go. Doing our thing on a Friday. I'm ready. I'm ready for the market, man. Scottish, you ready for the market? Selmo, you ready for this market? Heat, you ready? Come on, Heat's been hanging in there, baby. Heat's ready to retire. I'm ready to retire too, man. I'm ready to retire too, baby. Let's go. Let's do this. The Asian markets, they traded like crap last night. Let's just be honest. They're all in red. You ready? Scottish says he's ready. I'm ready too, baby. European markets, they woke up this morning. They're trading in red. They're trading in red too, man. They're not looking too hot. United States market's looking hot though. They're looking hot this morning. Had a down day yesterday, man. Got smashed yesterday. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it, Heat. Let's get it, baby. Let's go. We ready, baby. We ready. Come on, man. This is a walk in the park for us, man. We've been through the bear market for 4 years. It's a walk in the park, baby. It's just minor, if you're buying in the bear market, man, you're still up. You're still up, baby. So, you know what I'm saying? We just walking the dog in the doggy park. That's all. So we got the Volkswagen, they cut their projections due to tariffs. So expect all automotives earnings to come in down, right? They expect them to come in down. Volkswagen's is the first one to drop. Expect auto sales to be down. Expect that sector of the market to take a pop. You know what I mean? It's going to do what it's going to do. Not a lot we can do about that. But hey, they got good dividends over there in them automotive stocks. So if they take a dump and you want to get in on some dividends, might be a little bit of time to go ahead and pick you up some of that. Trump's on your way to your city. It's gonna be interesting, man. Yeah, it's when the president comes to your city, it's hectic, man. It's hectic, man. They cut everything off. It's he's got golf over there while the markets are tanking. Hey, got to do what you got to do, man. Tech stocks are looking good today, though. Intel came in, blasted numbers. The video is going to come in, blasted numbers too. So we'll see. But here's the big one. Tesla dropped 75% of their Bitcoin on the market all at once at the worst time. You know what I mean? They dumped it on the downturn. They didn't even dump it at the all-time high. They dumped it when Bitcoin was range bound, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's stupid move. I don't know. Maybe they're hurting for money. Maybe they need money. Maybe they need capital. I don't know. But Tesla is officially 75% out of Bitcoin. So they're only holding 25% of what they held before. So that's a lot. That's a lot of Bitcoin coming into the market right there, with that big dump. But you know what? Bitcoin took a big step back yesterday. When I woke up this morning, it was like 115 or so. So great buying opportunity there at 115. Starting to climb its way back up this morning. But yeah, definitely Tesla hurt the market, man. They dropped 75%, man. 75% of their Bitcoin got dropped in the market. So it is what it is. Fuck Elon. Yeah, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell they were thinking over here, doing this. I mean, if they would have just waited, for a little bit, they would have got a nasty, possibly a nasty push up and could have dropped 75% of their Bitcoin in the market at that point. But you know what? It's better for them to drop it now, right? Just go ahead and drop it and do what you're going to do, right? So if you're going to get hurt, let's get hurt all at once, and then make the rebound, right? That's the part that I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, drop it off. You know what I mean? You drop the other 25% right now. Just do what you're going to do to the market, and the market will. The one thing about the markets is the markets will always recover. You know what I mean? That they will always bounce back, right? So they'll always come back up to where they should be, right? It's kind of like real estate. You have a big uptrend in real estate and prices go crazy, and then you have this downtrend where you go into these real estate dumps, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, real estate will always come back to an even keel. It'll always come back to level. It'll always come back to where it should be for whatever market you're in. So you just got to wade these storms out. And, Tesla dropping 75% of their Bitcoin. Yeah. All right, cool. Go ahead and drop the other 25%. BlackRock, Fidelity, Grayscale, all them guys, they'll buy it up. Michael Saylor, yeah, they'll buy it up. So, do what you got to do. So, I mean, as dumb as Germany. Yeah, when Germany was dumping theirs, man, and Bitcoin was like what 90K, and Germany dumping on the market right around 90K, man. I mean, did you not think that it was going up? Did you not think that it was going to make a run? I mean, Tesla doing what it did, and I mean, it is, but maybe they needed capital, right? Maybe they needed some capital to build on another plan or something like that. So, it is, I'm pretty sure that you'll get an explanation at some point. Somebody will say something, you'll get an explanation. Maybe the shareholder meeting, you'll get an explanation, but it doesn't really matter what they say. We need an explanation for what you already done. So, but yeah. So what we got over here? You got Tesla stock, man, sitting at 305. That's a big pullback from where it was, 305, 305. So closed at 305. So, maybe the shareholders didn't like that. But you got Intel though, like $22, and they crushed their earnings. So I expect that stock to go up today. They crushed their earnings yesterday, so it's all good. But we got all this tariff talk and stuff like that. But when you look at the United States dollar, it's losing value, right? It's losing value over the rest of the currencies, which actually softens the blow for these tariffs, right? So, if your dollar's down, 3, 4, 5% against other countries' currency, well, is the tariff really 15%, or is it more like 10%? Somewhere up in there, because the dollar is losing strength. So, it's one of these things that we got to let all that stuff play out. And I think the markets are pricing all that in. You look at gold down today, which is a shocker to me that gold is actually down, because you would think that people would be running towards gold, Bitcoin, things like that, when the dollar continues to shrink. The way that it is, right? And you look at the dollar dominance; it's absolutely getting smashed right now. All but against the Chinese dollar. Everywhere else is just getting smashed. So you would think that people would be running for cover, but I think people are just going risk off right now. And it's Friday, so people are probably going to stay risk off until at least Monday, which could give great opportunity for everybody else. So that's talk about them things, and the macro environments. You got to know where you're at, right? You got to know where you're at in order to understand what's going on. That's where a lot of people fall short. They look at a particular project, or they look at a particular sector like crypto or something like that, and they're like, oh my God, why are we where we are? And they don't understand there's a bigger picture out there, right? When people go risk off, they're risk off. That means Bitcoin, that means Ethereum, that means gold, that means a lot of things, right? So, but let's get over here to the cryptocurrency market, baby. Let's go. Let's get into what we need to get into, baby. Let's go. Let's do this. Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 66. Maybe that bad boy continues to drop like a rock over the past 24 hours. We're up in the 70s, but it's all good. Got to have a little bit of pullback here and there. Altcoin season, 40 out of 100. Remember, on Wednesday when we were streaming, we're up to 54. And I said, maybe we're there. Maybe we're there. When we got over that 50% mark, I was like, ooh, we might be sending it. And then voila, Big Money said, not so fast, Captain. Not so fast, Captain. Got $3.78 trillion in cryptocurrency market cap. Yo, we lost almost $1 trillion in a day, dog. Almost $1 trillion in this market in a day. Come on, man. Where'd that money go? Selmo? Can we get the trillion back? Maybe can you invest your trillion back in the market, dog? Scottish, can you invest the trillion back so we can pump this bad boy up? You and Selmo and Heat out here killing the market cap. So 378. 3.78. Boy, that's ugly. When you lose almost $1 trillion in 24 hours. But you know what? It's all good. You got these ETFs over here, Bitcoin and Ethereum, putting in plus 457 million. Look at the Ethereum ETF though. Just absolutely smashing the volume right now. That Ethereum ETF is what you would call on the move, right? Making up ground. I mean, you go back here and you look at how insignificant that ETF was just back here, and then all of a sudden you see that things just start to tick up, and people are starting to buy into that thing, man. Just smashing it right now. If you wanted to get into the Ethereum ETFs like ETH, which is BlackRock's, you would you would have to buy at these prices right now, because there really hasn't been a good entry over the past couple of days. Trump's name on the Epstein list. Yeah, well, his name's on the Epstein list, man. There's a lot of names on the Epstein list, dog. His name's on there, man. The one thing about that whole Epstein list, and we can get off of crypto for a minute, is when you look at that Epstein list, when it comes out, you got to ask yourself, like, okay, so people are on it, but it's one thing to be on the list. It's another thing to actually engage in the activities that were going on over there, right? So can you prove that people were engaging in them activities? And that's what I want to know, right? That's what who engaged in that. But a lot of people, if them things come out, that list comes out, and it's considered to be accurate, a lot of people gonna have a lot of questions to answer, and it's okay. Sometimes you just gotta put people's shit out there, right? And let them answer the questions. And if they start to squirm a little bit, then you already know what the deal is, man. Let them squirm, baby. Let them squirm. But ask the questions. But you got Bitcoin dominant sitting at 60.6%. Still coming down. Ethereum dominance slowly ticking to the upside, 11.7%. And the rest of altcoins sitting at 27.7% of the market, right? So, you see, I think we're setting up here. I still believe that we're setting up. I still believe that we're in the middle of getting ready for this epic super cycle. There's no doubt about it. That's what I think. And I'm going to stay with that until the numbers tell me different. Someone said Trump was playing Top Golf. Yo, I don't know. I want to see the list. I want to see two lists. I want to see all the lists from the Epsteins, and I want to see all the lists from the Diddy parties. And I bet you there's some crossover right there, right? And the worst part about it is, yo, did y'all see the picture of Beyonce surrounded by the 4 or 5 dudes, man? Like, she was getting blown the hell out up in them Diddy parties, man. And now all of a sudden, she got $1 billion, so she's righteous, right? She's righteous now, But was you righteous when you was in the picture with them 4 dudes getting your back blown out? It is what it is, though. Sometimes you got to pay to play. Tyler Perry all up in there, Beyonce all up in there. A lot of people, man. And then you got, and then on the Epstein files, you got Trump on there. You got, the owner of the New England Patriots on there. We know that them 2 are definitely on the list. That's already kind of out there a little bit. But how much crossover is there, right? How many people was hanging out with Diddy and hanging out with Epstein at the same time? Like, come on, man. You know what happened. Yo, that ship's gonna sink about about as fast as a meme coin that came out and somebody pulled the liquidity and all that happens. That's about how fast that ship's gonna go down. So what do we got going on chain over here, y'all? BSC still killing it. $5.8 billion, 24-hour volume. Solana sitting at $3.5 billion. Ethereum sitting at 3.3 bill. And Base put up 1.8 bills, 8 bills on the board. Arbitrum put up 889 mil. Yo, it is what it is. Big Watch dude stepped up in the building. What's up, Big Watch? Big Watch. You think Tyler Perry swings both ways? You think he's over there singing "Shorty Swing My Way"? Yo, I don't know, Big Watch. I don't know. Maybe Diddy had him. Maybe Diddy had him, man. Diddy had a lot of people up in there. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if oh man, Big Watch said, "Yo." It wouldn't surprise me if you've seen them, that list, and people were on it multiple times, man. Like multiple places, multiple times. Take that, yeah, take that. Diddy was blowing that bat out, baby. Oh boy. But yo. Yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of people getting it. 2025 could be the year that we talk about everybody getting exposed. Like you just expose everybody. Bring the list out. Where's the list? Where's the Epstein list? Where's the Diddy list? You know what I mean? Let's expose it all. Let's put everybody's out there on blast. Let's figure out who's doing what. I don't know. A lot going on around there, baby. Heat when you driving, man. Yo, keep driving. Don't be looking at your wallet, man. Arbitrum, no. Yo, this is a project right here. I keep bringing this up to you guys, but Robinhood's building over here, on top of Arbitrum, and we know the type of volume that Robinhood puts through its exchange. So watch out for that one. Watch out. Ooh, that one. I keep telling you, like that one could do a little something, right? That one definitely could move. So let's see. Selmo, I know I was waiting for you, Selmo. I was waiting for you. I'm gonna leave that one up there for y'all to read. I'm gonna leave that one up there. Let y'all read that. Oh man, yo, But how about like with the whole Diddy thing? Everybody thought Cat Williams and 50 were crazy, and the whole time they were telling us the truth, right? Cat Williams tried to tell us what was going on. 50 tried to tell us what was going on. Yo, Jay Z was all up in them parties, man, and yeah, I don't know. You tell me what was going on, and from what I understand, Jay Z is on the Epstein list too. I heard that through the grapevine. I heard that through the grapevine. Oh, speaking of Vine, did you guys hear that the X is bringing Vine back with AI? Yo, how about Vine? Like we talking about Vine like that. That's back in the day, baby. That's the social media platform that was popping back in the day. They are the originators of short form video. And yo, they're bringing that back on X with some AI up in there. Yo, I wonder if they're gonna let you sign into your old Vine accounts and see some of your old Vines that you was putting out there way back in the day. If they do, man, they're gonna be some hilarious Vines coming out from way back when, man. That was the original joint. So Elon's bringing back the OG platform. Good morning, Seiko Hunt. What's up, dog? How are you? But yeah, so X is talking about bringing back Vine. I'm kind of excited about that, man. Like I said, that's the OG platform. That's the OG short form platform, man. Uh, it's Friday, so we'll talk a little crypto, but we'll probably talk some trash too, because it's Friday and we can do that. You wasn't on social media back when Vine was out. Oh, big watch, man. Like take TikTok, and that Vine was the original. Vine was the original. Yeah. Oh, you never mess with the Soma? Like I just said, like you just take, you take TikTok or something like that, and Vine was it, man. It was you watch. Everybody's gonna be trying to be on Vine when it comes out on X. Everybody gonna be Vine, and then that's just it's one of them OGs, man. I'm old, baby. I remember that. I remember that. You hear spooning your girl, Pelosi? We thought you was at one of the Diddy parties. Say go. That's where we thought you was at. We thought you was up there at the Diddy parties. What's up, Curtis? What's up? Did Zuckerberg own Vine? No, that was an X thing, a Twitter thing at the time. So it was kind of a standalone, but Twitter kind of owned it. Curtis, what's up? Good morning, my dog, big brother. Oh man. So yeah, I don't know. We get into, like I said, we get into on Friday, we get into a little bit of crypto, but we're gonna talk a little bit of trash too, man. Seiko, I hope you ain't on the Epstein files, man. I hope you ain't hanging out on them files, man. your Pelosi party better. Ain't no party like a Pelosi party. I hope you ain't on the Epstein files, you and your girl, though. But the market over the past day has actually looked pretty decent. It's in green, moderate gains over the day. But you look at the hour, it's starting to rebound. Like I said, we're starting to come up. And we look at Bitcoin sitting at 116,719, right? Like when I told you guys this morning when I woke up, this thing was right around 115, 115.8, right? So you put about $1,000 of volume up into this thing just in this little bit of time. So that's a lot of volume. right? That's a lot of volume with Bitcoin. Ethereum's holding strong, 3,700. And it held strong through this whole downturn, right? Ethereum's holding. And when you look at it, you know, there's a little article over here. I want to just kind of give you guys the highlights of, you know, crypto. It's a crypto bloodbath the past couple of days. Nearly 1 billion wiped out, right? We know that 1 billion was like almost wiped out of the whole market cap. Like, what happened, right? Crypto derivatives, your longs, your shorts, you betting high, betting low, they got smashed, right? They absolutely got smashed. And this is big institutional investors going in and saying, hold on, there's too many longs down here at this price, and we got to liquidate them guys, right? So they'll push the market down, they'll liquidate the hell out of them. And then, you know, eventually there'll be too many shorts coming up high, and they'll go up, they'll push the price up high, and they'll crush them shorts, right? And that's the game that these guys are playing right now with this institutional investors. And you know, you had 996, well, 967 million dollars of derivatives, longs and shorts that got wrecked last night. You know, XRP fell. It fell dramatically. And so did Doge, 10%. Ethereum, though, it held its own. But the most liquidations didn't come out of Bitcoin. The most liquidations came out of Ethereum. So they liquidated the hell out of Ethereum. They had people running like crazy, right? So that's pretty interesting. And you see that the interest in altcoins has doubled since the beginning of July. Right, you know, so the interest in altcoins is starting to move up. These guys are starting to get liquidated. So, you know, that's all good stuff for the market, to tell you the truth. Unless you're on one side of them liquidations, then it's not so good. What's up, Fair Ground? Good morning, good early afternoon. You're my brother. How are you? It's all on the way. It is all on the way, Fair Ground. I do believe that. I think we're setting up for a massive a super cycle here. You know, I think that this is just part of the game, right? I mean, when like I said again, when I woke up this morning, XRP was sitting at three. I can't even remember. It was low threes. I was wondering if it was even going to hang on to the $3 mark, right? When we look at it, it's starting to rebound pretty well, right? So if you would have bought the dip this morning or late last night, yeah, right around here, right around 305, it was sitting this morning, and I was like, damn, is XRP going to fall under $3, right? And it's actually hanging on pretty well right now, and it's starting to rebound a little bit. This shouldn't scare anybody. This really should not scare anybody. Oh yeah, Superfly. Yeah, I remember Superfly, Solo. So I remember Superfly. Oh, hell yeah. But look at BNB, 770. This thing was $800 the other day. Institutional money's in BNB right now. For some reason, they're flooding into BNB. I don't know why. Don't know why. We'll find out. But I don't know why. Like Solana. Solana is at a key level right now, 181. It's at a key level, and I think Solana's on its way to 300. You know, I think it's gonna come out of this little downturn pretty strong right now. I think Solana's gonna be a mover coming out of this little pullback. And I think we're on our way. I think we're gonna see. We've seen a $200 Solana just this week. I think you're going to see a $250, $300 Solana here pretty quickly. And I think it's going to move out of this little bit of a pullback it had. It's going to come back even stronger. There's a couple of these projects that I think that are actually going to come out of this pullback and really send, right? And Solana being one of them. You know, I think XRP is going to send when its spot ETFs come out. I think that's the only thing that's going to send XRP right now. I don't think any amount of news for XRP is really going to send it over the top, but I think the spot ETFs and the volume coming into them will really send XRP. That's what it's waiting for. That's what it's got to have. Anything short of that, you're just range bound right now. And it makes sense, right? You've sucked up all the retail money that you could possibly suck up, and retail's not going to move XRP anyways. The market cap's way too big, and the institutional money that's in XRP right now, the amount, which is a lot, is already in it, right? So now you need a big, huge influx of new finances coming into XRP, and that's going to be the spot ETF. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what the news is. They can come out and say they have a partnership with the United States government at this point, and that they're the only blockchain that the government will use. You're not going to get up to that $5 mark until them ETFs come out. You need that big influx of money. The clarity bill, yeah, that's what we need. That's kind of what we're waiting for. The clarity bill. I think that's that next step. I think stable coins, you start to see it now. All of the banks really starting to gravitate towards stable coins and really starting to come up with some stuff that really is really built around stable coins. You got PNC Bank linking up with no, I put that on my TikTok. I didn't put that on my YouTube or X for you guys, but you got PNC Bank really linking up with Coinbase right now to offer cryptocurrency services to their customers. You have JP Morgan. I put that one on TikTok as well. Yeah, I didn't really post too much on YouTube, but yeah. So you got JP Morgan that's now offering crypto-backed loan, gonna offer crypto-backed loans. So with the stablecoin bill, you start to see the banks really start to figure out how they're going to integrate these stable coins and things like that into their platform. So that gave them some clarity, right? That stablecoin bill gave them clarity on how they can move these stable coins through their system, right? That Clarity Act is going to now take that one step further. Now, not only are they going to have clarity in the stable coins that they can move in that Genius Act, but now they're going to know what's a security, what's a commodity, who's regulating what they can and cannot do with particular cryptocurrencies. You're going to have all of this stuff that's now going to set up that next wave to the upside. Now companies are going to be able to come in and say, all right, guys, we know that this is a security. We know that we can build our rails over here. We're going to do this, 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 and this. And we know that this is a commodity, and this is how we can utilize this in our system, right? So when that Clarity Act comes out, get ready for that next move to the upside, right? And I think that's when you're going to start to see a lot of movement, especially in the ISO sector. You'll see a lot of movement. You didn't see Superfly in 2018? Big Watch. Come on, man. Come on, Big Watch. You got to go watch that. Yeah, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Yeah, he died yesterday, man. That was a little bit unexpected from a heart attack. Rest in peace to the Hulkster, baby. But yeah, so I don't know, getting back into that, like that's why I think that this thing is gonna move, right? And I think you're gonna see this cycle where a lot of these tokens that are ISO related will move once that Clarity Act is really put into place. You're gonna see them move. And I keep telling you guys, like, this top 100 is gonna change, and it's gonna change quite significantly, I think. I think you're going to see some projects move down this board. You're going to see some projects move up this board, and you're going to see a move relatively quickly. Look at Crow. It's up to 13 cents, right? Just last month, we were talking about Crow at 9 cents and whether it could even hold on to 9. So slowly, methodically, as Crow usually does, is moving very slowly and methodically up this board up to 13 cents, right? When everybody else is kind of running, Crow is kind of moving to this upside, right? So this is the comment going to be. Yo, you got to check it out, Big Watch. You got to check it out, man. You got to check it out. You want to laugh, man. Just go laugh. So yeah, I mean, Crow's putting in that work, right? Look at Pepe. Pepe's holding on during this downturn pretty damn well. It didn't give that zero back, right? And that's what that's kind of what I was watching for. I was watching to see, did Pepe go back to 5 zeros, right? How big of a pullback is it going to have? Well, it stayed at 4 zeros, 1, 2, 2, which isn't bad, right? It's not bad for the amount of pullback that we had, right? So, projects like that, you got to kind of look at and go, all right, you survived, right? Tonecoin is going to get real interesting here real soon, as they release their DeFi wallet on Telegram. They released their DeFi wallet on Telegram, and they're doing a bunch of stuff over there, really trying to boost that Telegram ecosystem, right? So let's, Tonecoin's going to get interesting, and we'll see if they can push it. I'm not a big Tonecoin guy. I don't hold any Tonecoin, but yeah, I'm not naive to the fact that Telegram plays a big role in cryptocurrency, and a lot of communication is done over there. A lot of projects over there. That's their main communication platform. So, we'll see what Tonecoin does with this release of its new wallet and things like that. I'm not convinced that one thing sends a project, right? It has to be multiple things that you do to send your project to the atmosphere. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not big on Tonecoin, but yeah, I'm not naive to the fact that it could make a run. So HBAR is hanging in there pretty well too. 24 cents here, not doing too bad. So the whole market's just kind of holding on. Stellar, 42 cents, just kind of trading sideways, right? Not too bad. So we come over here and look at this total 3 chart. So this total 3, we looked at this thing before. It played around up here. It wanted to break into this blue zone up here, which is this discovery zone. It wanted to break up in here and it just couldn't. It kept hitting that Fibonacci level, kept getting bounced down, right? So, you kind of knock at but here's the thing. It's going to get up there, right? And this is what's going to send your altcoins. It's going to get up there. It's going to happen, right? A little bit of a retracement, but it's going to get back up there. And you can knock at the door. Like, think about somebody knocking at your door, right? You knock, and then all of a sudden you knock. You knock a little bit harder. Pretty soon, somebody's going to come open that door, right? And when they open that door and you walk through it, now all of a sudden you're up here, right? It's going to keep knocking on that door. It's going to get up to here, right? But here's the thing that I'm looking for. When this total 3 goes up in here into to this red zone, like once it knocks on this door for the blue zone, once it gets up here in this red zone, this is where you really probably should start to look to liquidate some of your altcoins, right? When you get up in here, because this is all what we call the unknown, right? This is what Bitcoin was up in here and it pulled right back, right? So when you get up into this red zone, there's red for a reason. You're either going to go and send to the atmosphere, or you're going to bring your butt right back down here to retest these blue zones down here, and then you're going to have to go knocking on that door again. You're going to have to go knocking on that door again. So The total three, it's tried its best to knock on this on this level right here. And this this one level right here. It tried its best. It knocked on the door, and nobody answered. Now it's gonna come back up here. It's gonna knock on that damn door again. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna knock on that. It could knock on that door over the weekend. It's gonna knock. And when it does, and somebody opens that door, y'all better be ready. All right, Curtis, man, we've been buying. I'm with you there because I've been buying the whole bear market. So you know, it you are still in profit, right? Like you're still in profit. You're good. You know what I mean? Like you're good. But you should buy the dip. You know, I bought a little bit of this dip. Yeah, I bought a little bit of this dip, just because there's nothing wrong with building that bag up. Yeah, a lot of us missed that 10K in 2010, right? I and I said this on the stream before, right? Like on Wednesday. You think about it, and you just think about the money that you've put into crypto. You know, just think about it for yourself, right? The money that you've put in crypto and the money that you've put in a lot of these other projects, right? Over the past 4 years, where would your portfolio be if you just bought Bitcoin? You know, just think about that, right? If you just bought Bitcoin for the past 4 years, you just kind of just kept buying it like you were buying the rest of the market. Where would your portfolio be? You know, just kind of wrap your arms around that, and then you'll understand why some people say, you know, when altcoin season's over, they're taking some money and doing whatever they want with it, and then they're taking some money and putting it in Bitcoin, just letting it sit there, because you're gonna run that cycle again, right? uh uh I I still have projects, Curtis, like big ones, right? We're not talking about the small meme coins, right? Like I'll pull my profits out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'll pull my initials out. But um I have some, we all have projects that we're sitting here in the top 100 that we still, haven't pulled initials out of, because the altcoin market hasn't ran yet, right? The altcoin market hasn't ran. So, but what a lot of people are doing, and I like this theory, right? Is what they're doing is they're coming over here and they're trading futures, right? They're trading longs and shorts on projects that they're already invested in, right? And let's say you did it with XPX 6900, right? Let's say you were over here trading futures with this project, right? And let's say you own it in your spot account as well, right? So your initials, I don't know, let's just throw it out there. Let's say your initials were $500, right? Let's just throw a number out there, right? And you were over here trading this chart, and you've been trading this chart for months, right? And you were longing and shorting this thing, and you were up $500, right? They're taking that as their initial investment to their spot account. You understand what I'm saying? So I hear a lot of people talking about doing that. I do like that theory, right? I like that concept, right? Because if you're winning, if you know what you're doing, and if you don't, if you want to get into some BTCC, trading longs and shorts. Go back, watch one of my videos, hit that BTCC link in there, and you can get yourself a whole bunch of incentives for trading over there. But the same with like something like Solana, right? If you traded this chart, right, you pull this chart back and you're invested in Solana and you're trading this thing, you could make your initial investment off of long and short in the market. And a lot of people are doing that. And I like it. I like that thought process, right? Because now you're at a zero. Now you're at a zero in your spot bag, right? Like you're even. So it's just a different way of thinking about it, right? Same with Ethereum, right? Like you could be safe and just trade Ethereum and in BTC. I don't want to say safe; it's never safe, but less volatility, right? And come over here and trade this chart, and try to offset a little bit of your initial. But you hear more and more people talking about that. That's how they're doing it, right? And I don't disagree. Quant sitting at 120. Man, Selmo Quant's holding up, baby. 120 is holding up. I mean, yeah, you look at the 4-hour chart, it has it down like everybody else, but man, it wasn't too long ago. We were talking about this thing at 70, 80 bucks. Like literally, at one point during the bear market, we were buying it at 50. I think Selma, where was it? 50 bucks? 50? Give me 50 bucks, baby. This thing was sitting at what? Yeah, 50 bucks, I want to say. Somewhere up in there. Yeah. So, like I said, if you were buying it during the bear market, you're still okay. If you were hanging out with us during the bear market for 4 years, you ain't worried about this dip. You ain't worried about this thing. Aerodrome's holding up well too. I'd like to see this thing hold on to like a 92, 93 cents, but 89, we'll take it for the pullback. It pulled right back into the moving averages, which is kind of what you wanted to see. I would kind of have liked it to sit at the top of these moving averages, but definitely would like, it's still within the moving average. You see, I don't like it playing around this 200-day though. I don't like that. But you can see again, it's knocking at that door, that 200-day moving average. It keeps knocking. And this is one door. You don't want to be opened. This is one door you want to just knock on this thing. 50, baby. We seen it around 50, Selma, around 50, baby. 50. So, yeah, you know how we were talking about that total 3 where it kept knocking on the door and somebody was going to answer it and you was going to send that bad boy? This is one door you don't want to be knocking on and you don't want to be opened. So let's just hope that we get a rebound off of here. It looks like we are today. Looks like it tried to knock on it this morning and got kind of nobody was home. And we don't want anybody to be home on that door. XLM, same situation. You see the 200-day moving right here. It knocked on that door. It looks like somebody cracked that door today. Looks like somebody cracked that door today. XLM needs a good recovery off of this 42 cents right here because this 200-day is sitting right here and it's knocking. It looks like somebody's peeping out the peephole right now. Who's that peeping in my window? Pow! Nobody. Now that's what you need. You need XLM bounce to get that person peeping in the peephole with the blinds pulled back. The little people with the blinds and they look outside. We need them to close that blind. So, because you don't want to mint this candle below this 200-day because you're going that's gonna fall. That's gonna fall. It's like the London Bridge gonna fall down on that one. But where's XRP? XRP's got to be close to that 200-day. Yeah, it is. Again, you see it knocked on the door. Got nobody answered here. Nobody answered here. Again, get that little old lady off of them blinds. Don't let her open that door. Tell her to close them blinds. Because you don't want to drop below that 200 day. I don't think we will. I think we'll mint above that today, especially with XRP. You start to see it over here. You start to see it moving to the upside. So staying off of that 200 day is a good thing, because you don't want to play. You don't want to play around there. You know that. Peeping out that window. Like Malcolm X. Yeah. Pulling them little blinds back, trying to see who outside. Yeah, we don't want that door open. There's certain doors you don't want open, dog, and that's one of them. You don't want to fall below that 200 day. You can fall below the 30. You can fall below the 90. You can fall below all that. Stay above that 200 day. Stay above that, because a lot of people trade. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people trade this 200 day, right? A lot of people. And what they'll do is they'll have all the rest of these moving averages completely off their chart. And they'll just concentrate on this 200 day, right? So if you're above that 200 day, you're bullish, right? If you're below that 200 day, you're bearish, right? So once people see that somebody's knocking on that 200 day, knock, what they'll do is they'll dump, because that's all bearish signals, right? That's a bearish signal to them. And a lot of big time traders only trade that 200 day. They'll only look at that, and that's a dangerous game you play when you drop below that. WIF is doing its thing, kinda. There's your 200 day. It's way above your 200 day right now, right? So when you look at it and it's putting on another candle right here, holding on to 105. This thing was up to about $1.20. So WIF is hanging in there pretty good. Ondo, which I believe is just going to be an absolute monster. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to put it out there. It's Friday, so we're just going to put it out there. I think Ondo right now is going to be a top 10 project from where it sits right now. I think it's going to be a top 10 project, and it's going to come up. It's going to come up in here in this top 10, and it's going to take one of these guys out. Cardano, and let's think about who's up here. Cardano, Tron, Doge. I don't even want to count USDC. So you go to the 11. Right? We're not going to count the stable coins. You got Hyperliquid, Cardano, Tron, Doge, Solana, BNB, leave Tether out of it, XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Ondo, I believe, when this is all said and done and this super cycle is over, will be a top 10 project. James, what's going on, brother? Good morning. I see you, James. But yeah, so you take that for what it's worth. But that's my prediction for Ondo. I think when we talk about real world tokenized assets, Ondo is going to lead the way, and it's got BlackRock's money. So them two kind of make sense to me. And the fact that it's getting ready to come out at some point, going to drop its own blockchain. I think that's when it's going to get to the top 10. That's when it's getting to the top 10. But you see, the hour still looks good. I mean, we're making a recovery here. The hour still looks decent over here. So, as long as that thing continues to fill in green, I think we're going to be just fine. I mean, it is Friday, though. Here's the one that's been sending it right here is Bonk. Bonk has absolutely been on a tear, right? You look at it from down up in here, right? And this was like June. It was still in this sideways trend. Everybody left it for dead. And then all of a sudden, look at this run that Bonk's been on. Just an absolute monster run, right? trading sideways here right now. Dropped back down into the moving averages, but look what it's doing today. Looks like it wants to bust back out a little bit. So Bonk's been on a tear. And why has Bonk been on a tear? Bonk released it's got its own launch pad for meme coins, right? And it's killing volume. It's taking a crap ton of volume away from Pumped Out Fund. It's killing volume. So, you know, and they're incentivizing people for launching projects on their platform. So this token has absolutely been just on a monster run, and it doesn't look like it's stopping. It doesn't look like it's stopping. I'm reading you, Scottish. No, Selma, I'm reading you. I got you, Reed. I got you, Selma. Yeah, that 5th round quarterback gonna be your starter. Shedeur Sanders is gonna be your starter. Again, Shedeur Sanders, like he's like Bonk right here. He was trading sideways during the draft, and everybody kind of left him for dead. And then all of a sudden, you're gonna see this monster move to the upside. And then you're gonna see this monster move to the upside, and Shedeur right here like Bonk. And then you're gonna see Deion Sanders sitting up in the box like, yo, here we are. Then I told y'all, try to tell you, baby. And you're gonna have to deal with Dion in a minute. They're going with the vet, but we're gonna see how long that lasts. So, hey, just because they say right now they're going with the vet, don't mean the vet gonna be there in the end. Prime time. Yo, if you guys see, I'm an old head, man. If you guys don't know, Deion Sanders came out with an album, right? Just go YouTube the song "Must Be the Money" by Deion Sanders. Yo, I'm telling you, that song right there had prime time. The thing about it is, Big Watch, is they're not gonna be able to protect the old dude. They ain't gonna be able to protect the vet. They're gonna need Sanders in there. They're gonna need Sanders in there because Sanders got mobility, and he gonna make some things happen. And they're not gonna keep him on the bench for too long. And Deion Sanders is in his ear right now. Talk about, yo, man, they didn't want you. Nobody wanted you. They threw you out like trash. What are you going to do? Deion Sanders is in his ear right now. You know what I mean? And, that's just going to motivate him. Yeah, it's a big brand. But, he'll end up starting. And, I Cleveland, the Browns will be better for it. They'll be better for it, I'm telling you. But yeah, you're gonna have primetime Deion Sanders sitting all up in the stands. What else do we got down here at the bottom of our list? Where's Doji at? 3.9. Nice big sell off on that one over past. over the past couple hours. Again, here's a 200 day. Button up against it. Keeps knocking on the door. Hopefully they reject that. Vivi. Oh, Jesus Christ, Vivi. All up underneath the 200 day. All up underneath all the moving averages. Oh, Jesus Christ, Vivi. Dropped under me. Oh, Jesus. I'm getting wrecked over here. Jesus Christ. Well, it is what it is. See if that thing recovers. I like this base bump too. I'm in here. See if we're getting wrecked in here too. No, not too bad. Not too bad. Where are we sitting at market cap wise? 479 mil. Not too bad. We're all right. But I think that this is about the only meme coin project that's really moving on base right here. Is this base bonk. I'm in there. We're gonna see. I'm in there. We're gonna see what we got going on over here. I'm in there. But yeah, I mean, this sell off right here, I got in somewhere up in this sell off. I'd have to go back and look exactly where, but somewhere up in there. The other one we liked is that we're in, and we're trying to see where it's going to go here. Is this FCK 92, 92, 92.6, 92.5 here. So let's see where this bad boy's at. See where this bad boy's at. Not too holding on. 4.5 mils, holding on. Definitely need some action today. Need some positive action today. That's what it needs. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. That's right, baby. Let's go. Boy, Dion said that. That's right. That's right. We started buying more SHIB. I bought more PopCat. I was buying more PopCat. I like that PopCat, man. I like Bonk. I like PopCat. Staying away from shit, man. With I don't really. I trade with Bonk. Oh, Bonk. Oh, dang. Where everybody else at? I take everybody else up off here. Let's see what we got going on over here. Let's go to the day. Boy, Peanut coming back today. 1.5% up. Y'all here chasing his nuts. PopCat's down 4.3%. Of course, because I like it, right? Pepe's down 1.9%. But yeah, SHIB, I don't know. Just stay away from SHIB a little bit. But I can see why you jump in at these prices. Where the hell is TokenFi at? This is one that I have. I don't even look at the price. 1.7, a cent 7. Not too bad. Not too bad. They need some action going on over there though. It's probably why I don't look at the price. There's not always a whole lot of price action going on over there. Let's see. IMX is another one that 55 cents. That one took a nice pullback too. Polygon was moving up the charts. 23 cents. It was moving up pretty good. It's holding on. FET. I like this project right here. Sitting at 73 cents. I like this one. This is my AI project right here, FET. I like that one. The two AI projects that I'm high on are FET and Render. Flare had a monster past couple of days, pulling back today, but it went on a nice run over the week. If you look at this thing, this is the week chart. For some reason, Flare popped off Wednesday, Thursday. It's pulling back now, but it definitely popped off a little bit. Where's Jasmine? 1.7 cent, not too bad. This thing almost got up 2 cents before the pullback. But all right, y'all. I think we're okay. You know what I mean? Watch out for today. Watch out for how the market's open. Watch out for all that stuff. It is Friday, so expect either some downward pressure at some point or some sideways action. Although I say that, and the weekends have been they actually have been pretty damn decent for trading, to tell you the truth. So the weekends have been okay. They've been better sometimes than the week. So but yeah, it is Friday. Expect a little bit of sell off in the ETFs and things like that. Going into a Friday afternoon. But hey, don't be scared of this market. Everything looks like it's just curling up and waiting. It's just curling up and ready to go. So, and when this thing pops off, and it really, really, really pops off, you're gonna say, yeah, damn man, I wish I would have bought the dip, right? So just buy, you're in it right now, right? You're in it. You're pretty much at this point, you're in the market, and you've pretty much resigned yourself to the fact that you're going to be here until the bull runs over. So you might as well capitalize on the opportunities, right? And like I said before, in the last bull market, we had a couple of between 10 and 30% pullbacks during that time. So that's not what everybody talks about, right? Everybody wants to talk about the massive gains that they had, but nobody wants to talk about the pullbacks that they had to get through to get to the massive gains. And it happened like 3 or 4 times during the last bull market. So nothing to be scared of, nothing to be worried about. Everything looks good. Bitcoin's solid, Ethereum's solid, XRP's sitting solid. The top tier tokens are sitting solid right now. So I wouldn't worry too much about what's been going on over the last couple of days. So with that, man, we get back at you guys on Monday. And we'll do this all over again. Go check out the TikTok. Go check out my TikTok. Go ahead and like this stream, share this stream, and go ahead and get it out there to people as well. And we will see you guys on Monday, and I will be back at you guys, and hopefully this market is absolutely green. And it's been a great Friday hanging out with you guys. Got to talk a little bit of trash, got to talk a little bit of crypto, got to talk a little bit of the market. So that's a good morning for y'all. So y'all have a good morning, and we will catch you guys on the rebound on Monday. We out. Bye.